considering supplementation to improve your sleep, considering making changes to your routine to making it more consistent, stay till the end of this video because I will talk about two important aspects to improve your sleep, something that many people have already been considering about. And this includes things like supplementation as well as having a consistent bedtime routine. And these are precisely the next two strategies that I want to talk about today. So with regards to supplementation, these can induce sleep, but you want to make sure you never mix them with alcohol because that can cause very nasty side effects. Now, Sean Stevenson mentions in his book that it's very important to first address lifestyle issues before supplementation, but here are some good options. The first one is chamomile tea. A cup of tea before bed is great. This has been used since ancient times for pain relief, inflammation, and even effective as a mild sleep inducer. It contains something called apigenin, and this actually binds to GABA receptors and calms your nervous system. What's interesting is that the International Journal of Oncology showed this compound, apigenin, found in chamomile has anti-cancer properties, so that's pretty cool as well. The next one is Kava. That's the next kind of supplement, very mild supplement that anybody can take, natural. It's a national drink from Fiji, and in 2004 it has been shown to be effective for improving mood and cognitive performance, and it's also good for anxiety relief. It's shown to help individuals fall asleep faster as well as improving sleep quality. The next one is Valerian or Valerian root, and you can drink it as a prepackaged tea bag, or you can steep it as well using 1 teaspoon of dried fruit and 1 cup of boiling water. This is a bit stronger than the first two, than chamomile and kava, and it also helps individuals fall asleep faster and reduces the number of times that you wake up in the middle of the night. So it decreases awakenings as well. And these are of course, there are other mild to moderate sleep aids like passion flower, for example, as well. Now, let me give you some other ones that are not natural but are kind of isolate chemicals. I will try the 3 above first, and if the 3 above that don't work, then you can go and try the ones I'm going to mention right now. So there's 5-HTP, and 5-HTP is a precursor to tryptophan, which actually gets converted to serotonin, which, as you already know, gets converted to melatonin. And researchers recommend around 200 to 400 mg to stimulate serotonin production. So 5-HTP eventually will eventually be converted to serotonin via tryptophan, and that can help with sleep. So the next one is GABA or GABA precursors, and 500 mg is a good place to start. And of course, as you know, GABA has inhibitory anti-stress effects. It's an anti-stress inhibitory neurotransmitter. The next one is L-tryptophan. You can take this around 90 minutes before bed. L-tryptophan is a precursor of 5-HTP, and we already saw what 5-HTP. We already saw that 5-HTP helps with sleep by being converted eventually into melatonin. Okay. So all of these three, 5-HTP, GABA, and L-tryptophan, can also help if the 3 above don't work. But start with chamomile, kava, valerian root, passion flower, and natural herbs, right? Or natural plants or ingredients. Then try these 3 isolate chemicals. Now, some people talk about using melatonin as a supplement. Melatonin is actually a hormone and may have nasty side effects. It actually deregulates your melatonin receptors in your own body, and that reduces your body's abilities to make its own or to use its melatonin, because it binds to melatonin receptors and prevents your body's own ability to use melatonin by eventually down-regulating your melatonin receptors. And this can lead to a dependency, so use at your own risk. Now, I wouldn't recommend this long term, but there's good places where you could use it. You can use melatonin for short-term use to reestablish your circadian rhythm, or if it's out of whack or messed up, or after a jet lag due to travel or maybe daylight savings. So you can actually use it after a jet lag if you're traveling to another country or to a different time zone. That can actually help you out. But I would not recommend melatonin for long-term use. Okay, so these are just some of the supplements that I recommend. Try having a cup of chamomile or passion flower before bed. Try definitely a mild to moderate type of natural supplement before trying an isolate chemical supplement like 5-HTP, for example. But you can definitely try the isolate chemicals if nothing else works. You can actually also buy a tea which has a blend of these natural ingredients, like for example chamomile, Kava, Valerian root. Maybe some sleep teas can give you these like a blend of these ingredients. Okay. The next tip, and he mentions it in chapter 18, is to be early to the rise, early to bed, and consistent in your routine. We kind of addressed this already briefly, but I'm going to talk a bit more about it right now. Now, going to sleep early and waking up early actually helps you sync with the Earth's natural rhythm as you're waking up when the sun is up. So there's advantages to that. We are not nocturnal creatures, and we actually have worse eyesight, smell, and hearing than other creatures. So evolutionary speaking, this will make us prey and put us in danger from predation. So evolutionary speaking, we're not night creatures like other animals. And our senses are actually much better during the day, which allows us to innovate, grow, and improve and develop always. But light at night is not that great, to be honest, as it messes up with your internal clock and reduces sleep quality, as we saw earlier. So it's definitely good to get light during the day. Our senses are better. It allows us to grow and do what we as humans have been always doing. But at night, as we saw, screws up with your circadian rhythm and internal clock. Now, irregular sleep patterns can also cause an issue, and when you sleep plays a big role, which is exactly what we're talking about here. We want to have a more regular sleep and wake up time. So try to wake up within 30 minutes each day. So the idea is to kind of mimic our evolutionary kind of ancestors and getting up when the sun is up and having a more consistent bedtime routine. The benefits of early risers have been shown to be better grades in school for children and teens, for example, and being more proactive as well in your work life. People who get up early are better able to anticipate problems faster before they arise, which is crucial in business settings. They're more conscientious, optimistic, and satisfied because they're able to get their shit done. They're able to get their work done during the day. So they have goals that they want to get done, and they're able to actually get those done because they have more time. They get up early. They get up with the sun. Night owls also have some benefits, such as creativity, sense of humor, and they can even be more outgoing. But they are out of sync with the typical schedule and the typical business day, and their circadian clock is such that they have difficulty with a typical business day more so than early risers, right? Their clock is not such that they're most in favor with the clock of a typical business day. So try gradually reducing your wake-up time by 15 minutes until you get your desired wake-up time to prevent being tired and irritated and creating a negative neuroassociation associated with getting up early. So do it gradually. This approach is much more sustainable for long-term application, and you will enjoy it much more than doing it cold turkey and just waking up a lot earlier, let's say from 9 to 6. That's not very helpful. And Leo Babauta from a popular website Zen Habits suggests 3 strategies. Leo suggests thinking of something exciting to do in the morning. That always helps. Appreciating being alive as you get out of bed, stretching your arms and greeting the day. This one definitely works. As well as putting the alarm across the room so you have to get up to turn it off, and thus you will not press the snooze button. So this can actually really help you because you have to physically get up. If the alarm is right beside you, you're just gonna press a snooze, and next is you're just gonna keep lying in bed for another half an hour or even another hour. So some things that can help are thinking of something exciting that you can do in the morning, reading a book, having your cup of coffee, going for a nice stroll. Then appreciating being alive and saying I'm alive, stretching your arms, being happy to read the day, and of course putting the alarm clock in another room so that you have to actually get up and turn it off. All of these can really help. But even with these 3 strategies, which can help, he recommends doing it gradually, 15 minutes, reducing your bedtime by 15 minutes. You can simply subtract 15 minutes from your wake up time. So if you wake up at 8 p.m. you can or 8 a.m. sorry, you can now do 7:45. Next day 7:30. Next day 7:15. Next day 7 until you get your desired wake up time. So ideally you do want to get up with the sun, and then you also want to make sure that you're sleeping in the critical time, as we talked about previously, between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. when the most rejuvenation happens. So yeah, get up early with the sun. That definitely helps with the natural cortisol release as well. And then go to bed a bit earlier with a wind down routine that helps with melatonin production. And then of course make sure that you're going early so that you can go to bed at this money time, 10 to 2 p.m. And then when you wake up early, don't go cold turkey, but subtract 15 minutes, do it gradually, and do something joyful in the morning to help you out. So try the following: go to bed earlier so that you're sleeping as much as possible between 10 and 2, that money time. Try gradually subtracting 15 minutes until you get to your ideal bedtime, and get up early. And another thing you can do when you get up early, you can try waking up your senses. That really helps you wake up too. Have a tea, have a coffee, drink some water to rehydrate after you wake up. Listen to music, take a shower or bath. Maybe go Wim Hof style, taking a cold shower, get some sunlight. All of these things help stimulate your senses and help you wake up better. And things like sunlight, tea and coffee, all of these things actually also help with the cortisol production, which is great in the morning. Taking a cold shower helps as well, okay? So wake up early, stimulate your senses, and do something that you enjoy, right? And force yourself to get up at 15 minutes early by putting that alarm across the room from you to force you to actually get up and use it, okay? So be early to the rise, early to bed, and of course have a consistent bedtime routine.